Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Harakah Padash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of the Well. Peace and blessings and citation to the hopeful elect, the Bayath, Dawidad, the house of David. All right, so we're just going to get right into it. All right, as you can see, right, come November, right, nearly 2 million Illinoisans said to lose SNAP benefits. All right, to lose SNAP benefits and aim congressional stagnant. All right, stalemate, right? So pretty much is, and this is just not in Chicago alone. This is going to be all around Babylon. All right, all around America, Babylon the Great. All right, where these people are going to be losing their food stamps. Now, I did this here, right? Their SNAP benefits, right? So I did this here, right? So I put in percentage of whites and blacks, right? And obviously Latinos, so-called blacks, so-called Latinos, so-called white people, all right? Which are really Edomites, and we are the Israelites. Okay, the so-called white man they're the Edomites, man. All right, so-called Latinos and Native Americans and Negroes, so-called Negroes, you are the Israelites. Okay. All right. So let's read this here. So it says, in the Supplemental Nutrient Assistance Program, which is SNAP, black individuals, I'm reading this all verbatim, black individuals are morally to participate per capita than white individuals. It says, though white individuals make up the largest number of participants overall. It says, for an example, one report shows that about 37% of SNAP participants are white, while Edomites, okay, while approximately 26% are African Americans, Jakes, Israelites. It says, however, statistics on the percentage of the population receiving benefits show black Americans having per capita reliance rate on SNAP that is 2.5 to 3 times higher than white Americans. It says participant numbers. It says white individuals represent the largest share of SNAP recipients. In terms of raw numbers, it says largely because they make up a larger portion of the general population. It says per capita reliance. It says black Americans have a higher per capita reliance on SNAP compared to white Americans. It says this reflects higher poverty rates and economic disparities between the two groups. And why is that? Who made that? Who's in the ghettos? Jake. All right? Who's in high poverty? Jake. Okay? It says, yeah, you got some low Edomites, out there who are just not, on no level, man. Pretty much gonna be 2-time losers in the kingdom, man. You losing over here in your kingdom, which is ran by the Rothschilds, which is ran by the elites, the Rockefellers, the Oppenheimers, the DuPonts, the Gettys, which they only put the face of Donald Trump in there, right? But they only put him in there as a face, man. But he really taking orders from the small hats in them, man. All right, cereal bowls, man, the tiny tops, man. All right, that's who he's really taking orders from, man. And they cutting all this thing to bring in order, add chaos, man. All right. Out of chaos, you bring what? Order. You see, because people are gonna end up losing their minds when they wake up in the morning on that day and they don't have no damn SNAP benefits, man. They don't have no damn money. They gonna how we gonna eat? They gonna lose their damn mind, man. All right. There's gonna be people that's gonna start bugging out, man. They're gonna start running up and looting in stores. It's gonna be all out chaos out here, man. You wait and see, man. Give it a few days, man. Give it a few days to where ain't nobody had no damn food, man. All right, or they gotta go rely on their family members and things like that, man. But their family members is gonna be hard. Watch how all hell breaks loose, man. All right, you see, these are the things that these devils are gearing towards, man. To only bring in their new world order. Why only bringing their troops like a flood, man. All right, and then to only downplay and spin the role on it. All right, and say, okay, well, first of all, you want these SNAP benefits back. Well, you gotta take this here microchip, man. All right, or this biometric identification, right? They're gonna how can I say, swindle you in, right? Rock you to sleep, right? Okay, but here, take this biometric identification. You want these SNAP benefits back, right? You want these goodies that you've been getting, right? Okay, and then it proceeds after that, after you done did that, then it proceeds to eventually, well, you know what, in order for you to keep these things, you know, because, you know, the ID and all these things like that, you know, that could get lost, you know, your phone. But now you have to take this microchip. You see? You got to take this RFID microchip, right? Because it's going to secure things. You ain't got to worry about nothing. You ain't going to lose nothing. This is how this devil is going to come, man. All right? With a real slick tongue, man. Real sly, man. You know? He going to package it up real good. Okay? He going to put that thing on a package. He going to put that thing in a package, gift wrap it. Okay, and you gonna end up opening it and taking that thing, man. You see? You're gonna end up falling for it because why? You fall into the pleasures of the world, man. Okay, instead of putting your trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right? You see? So let's go ahead and play this here. Get up out of there. Let's play some of this here.
SNAP benefits, also known as food stamps, to help them eat. A continued government shutdown will have a big impact on the program, so will changes under the Trump administration.
70-year-old Gloria Williams has relied on SNAP benefits for the past 10 years, so is 64-year-old Kevin Wilson. While the federal program, known as Link in Illinois, helps buy them food, they say it's not enough, which is why both come to the St. Sabina Food Pantry once a month.
The food stamps is supplementing my income, and the pantry is supplementing my food stamps, and I'm still hungry.
Wilson and Williams have multiple health issues. If the government shutdown continues past November 1st, the federal program that provides food assistance to 40
Now, see, as you can see here, this ain't nothing but for you to rely on the government, man. Right? Because the word government just means mind control, man. Okay, you gotta rely on the government in order. What is this for you to rely on the government? This is saying that you bowing down and you worshiping the beast. All right, you love the beast more than you love Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, you see, because you about to lament for the teats, man. A lot of people gonna be lamenting for the teats, man. All right. See, because the titty that you've been sucking on in Babylon, they've been giving you the goodies, you know, the things of that nature, and you've been falling for it, man. You know, blinded by the light. You know. So you've been falling for this man's trickery, all right, and lies and BS, man. Okay, because see what they do, they shutting down the government was a goddamn spoken about thing, all right. When they came together and they spoke about it, man. This was all systematically planned, man. All right. You see, everything is systematically planned by these devils. Okay? You see? So when you understand these things, you understand what's really going on. All right, and a lot of our people are just lost and blind to the fact, and they can't see nothing, man. All right, because they don't have the eyesight, man. All right.
Million Americans will be at risk.
How can I take my medication without having some food on my stomach? My income can only go so far.
Besides the uncertainty surrounding the government shutdown, President Trump's big policy bill changes work requirements for SNAP recipients. Unless someone qualifies for an exemption like a disability, all participants between the ages of 18 and 64 must now work or volunteer. Under the old rules, the age cutoff was 54, and in Illinois, work requirements for all were waived.
That waiver is now removed, and so folks are going to have to be working up to 80 hours over the course of a month.
The Greater Chicago Food Depository held the first of several informational SNAP meetings at Kennedy King College today. Between the government shutdown and new SNAP requirements, the organization is expecting a drop in enrollment, which puts the pressure on food banks. Ruby Ferguson says food pantries are already experiencing close to pandemic numbers.
It's really important to note that SNAP provides 9 meals for every one that a food bank can provide. So food banks across the country are not equipped to do this.
The Greater Chicago Food Depository will be holding more SNAP informational meetings at city colleges during the next couple weeks. The organization is also available for independent sessions as well. On the South Side, Sarah Schulte, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
I always recommend staying in the F color range.
All right, so we're just going to get right into the scriptures. So this is Micah 2:1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. Right, and that's Esau, Edom. That's the elites, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Ibrahim's, the DuPonts, the Gettys. How they do it? Do they set up puppets that they put in these different organizations in different ways to push off their messages, because they are the hidden behind it. Right? Amalek and all of them. All right, the tiny tops, man. Small hats, man. All right. You see, it says, and it says, when the morning is light, they practice it, right? And then, like I said, this was all orchestrated. They practiced. They put it into practice. We're gonna shut down the government, man. And that's what they did. That's what these devils did, man. You see. It says, because it is in the power of their hand, right? Because it is in the power of their hand, man. You see? Let me get Sirach 12 and verse number 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And it says, and that thou be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shouldest know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Right? It hasn't been altogether wiped away. Still the same devil. He ain't changed. Still the same devil. All right? You see? So let me go to Isaiah 30. Let's go here to Isaiah the 30th chapter. Isaiah the 30th chapter in the second verse. It says that walk to go down into Egypt. Right, matter of fact, let's start up at verse 1. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith to Yahweh, that take counsel but not of me, and that cover with a covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. That walk to go down to Egypt, into Egypt, right? Spiritually Solomon, Egypt, America, and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt, right? And they trust in the shadow of Egypt, man. They trust in Babylon the Great. Okay? Here, this man then raped, robbed, murdered, killed, pillaged, and here you still got love for this devil. But this devil ain't got no love for you. Here they getting ready to have millions of people around the world starve. All right? Watch all uproars of the people in chaos even insinuates even more. henceforth, which brings in their what? Their government, which brings in their policing, which brings in what you call an insurrection act, which brings in all these other things of that nature, man. If it gets that deep into it, man. Okay? Because see, after a few days, people start to get restless. People got kids. You see, things is going to end up happening, man. All right? You see? So it says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame. Right? Therefore, the strength of Pharaoh should be your shame. Who's the modern day Pharaoh? Well, the one they blasted and put in face up there is Donald Trump. But you got the elites behind him. Okay? Which is Nero 47. That's the Pharaoh that they put up there. Right? It says, in the trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. Right? Because Babylon means Babal, which means confusion. And nothing in America ain't nothing but a confusion. This place ain't nothing but confusion. All right? Let me jump down to verse number 12. It says, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because you despise the word. Right? You Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you despise the word. Right? And you trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon, man. All right? You trust in oppression more than you trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And that's why Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will do away with 2/3 of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay? Because why you going to end up taking that chip? Why you going to end up worshiping this, man? You going to end up falling and being a slave to this devil. All right? Especially a lot of our women, they gonna end up taking that MOTB, man. All right, and a lot of you niggas is too. Okay, because you falling, you gonna fall by your flesh. Okay. All right, because you don't have the spiritual endowment upon your brain, man, of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. You don't have the fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. All right? Let me get Isaiah 31. Isaiah 31 and verse number 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots. Right? You trust in their military, you trust in their might and everything to save you, man. Because they are many. Right? And in horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel. You look not unto Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, through His Son, Yahweh Shai. All right? And neither seek Yahweh, right? And neither seek Yahweh. Okay? You don't seek after Yahweh Shai to find out how about the Heavenly Father. Right? Okay? Our people don't want to know nothing about Yahweh Shai, man. Our people don't want to know nothing about the Heavenly Father, man. Okay? They trust in their damn oppressor, man. All right? Is Israel a homeborn slave? Okay? Hold on, man. Hold on, man. Matter of fact, it's in Isaiah, I think, the 3rd chapter. Matter of fact, we just do this here. Here it is right here. Jeremiah 2 and 14. It says, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? Right? Why is he spoiled? You see? So let me go here. Jeremiah 7 and 8. And it says, behold, you trust in lying words. Right? Behold, you trust in lying words, man. You trust in these devils. They're nothing but liars, man. Ain't nothing but damn liars, man. Everything that come out of Esau's mouth is a damn lie. All right. Now he'll try to throw some truth in there, but it'll mainly be a damn lie, man. He gonna mix and mingle that thing up, man. All right. But you trust in lying words that cannot profit, man. That cannot profit. Okay. It don't profit you nothing, man. All right. Give me Psalms 55. Psalms 55 and verse number 20. And it says this: he that putteth forth his hands against such as be at peace with him, right? He that putteth his hands forth as such as be at peace with him, have broken his covenant, right? And the covenant that you made with this devil right now, with this snaps, with the snap, and the paperwork that you fill out is a covenant. All right, when you fill out paperwork, that's what you call that's really what you call Esau's back door. All right, that's what you call Esau's backdoor 360 deal. All right, that's a backdoor 360 deal that Esau has behind you. When you turn your back, he looking to stab you in the back. All right, and do something that's gonna hurt you. Okay. It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Right. So we come with those smooth words. Smooth words. Well, you know how Donald Trump get up there with the smooth words, with the real, and then they set up puppets up there with their speeches, thinking that we don't see. Man, we see you, man. We see you devils. Okay? You see? So let me go to Isaiah 10. Isaiah 10 and 1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and write grievousness which they have prescribed. Right? And write grievousness which they have prescribed. So there you go. So what are they doing with the SNAP benefits now? He had made up new rules of the SNAP benefits, man. All right, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away, verse number 2, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the people, the poor from my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. Right. You see? Okay. Let me go to Psalms 10. Last scripture. Psalms 10 and verse number 2. It says, the wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. Right. And he doeth persecute the poor. And he is wicked. And he do have a prideful countenance, man. Esau got the prideful countenance, man. The prideful face, man. Oh, well, see, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. I'm big bad Esau. Well, I'm here to tell you, Esau. All right, I'm here to tell you that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai gonna bust your ass. All right. Okay. I'm here to tell you that. I'm here to relay that message to you, to let you know that Yahushai, when he come back, that you ain't gonna be able to beat him, Esau. Okay. And the angels, they're gonna give you what you deserve. They're gonna give you what you deserve. All right? Okay? And that's obliteration, evisceration, ultimate destruction. And then the servants, and then you will become servants for 1,000 years, right along with you other nations too, man. Okay? Let's not get this thing twisted. All right. Let me go down here to verse where we at here. Okay, it says, let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined, for the wicked boasts of his heart's desire. What does he boast? His new world order. All right. And this is all gonna phase into his new world order. This is all a phase into his new world order, man. These SNAP benefits, man. Trust me, man. all the government issue things are all a phase into the new world order, man. All right. It says right along with that biometrics ID, and then eventually, that MOTB, the RFID microchip, the mark of the beast. It's plain. You see? In a world of surveillance, track, and control, right? You see? So where we at with it? Verse number 3, it says, "But a wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, all right, and blessed the covetousness of whom the Lord abhorreth." Right? Let me jump down to verse number 7. It says, "His mouth is full of cursing and deceit." Right? And this man's mouth has always been full of deceit. He had been a liar from the beginning. All right? And a bold not in the truth. All right? Okay? It says his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud, right? Because this whole government shutdown, this whole thing, this is all a fraud. It's all a fraud, man. Because why? They're doing things behind the scenes. All right? There's things going on behind the scenes. That's why it's all a fraud, man. It says, "And under his tongue is mischief and vanity," right? Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Mischief meaning things you can get into, trouble that you can get into, man. All right? The trouble that you're about to make. The trouble that you're about to stir up. All right? Okay? It says, verse number 8, it says, "He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, and in the secret places do he murder the innocent. And his eyes are privately set against the poor." It says, "He lieth and waits secretly as a lion in his den, and he lieth and he wait to catch the poor." Right? How is he about to catch the poor, man? All right? These are the traps. These are the snares. All right? The snares to haul your ass in, okay? To either getting ready to take that ship, right along with the biometrics, identification, everything all lined up together. All right? That's it. That's the tricks of the trade, baby. You see? Where we at? Verse 9, it says, "He layeth and waits secretly as a lion in his den, and he lieth and wait to catch the poor, and he doeth catch the poor when he draweth him in to his net." Right? That's a trap. That's a trap. And the traps come with lies. Okay? You see, the lie is promoted out there in order for you to get trapped. See, when you fall into the snare, now you're just in, and you ain't even know you fell into the damn snare, man. All right? Because it was so good how we packaged it up, man. Okay? You know? Verse number 10, it says, "He croucheth and humble himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones." All right? So with that, I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Marakar Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and others of great millstone, who well, peace and blessing and citation to the hopeful elect, Bayah, Dawadah, the house of David. Shalom.